Hello everyone, it's Nady, and today we'll be testing out the Norvina Pro Pigment Palette Volume 4. As you beautiful people know, this is about the products and not the people behind it. Any tiff you may have with them, please cast it away because this is a channel of positive energy. Okay? Thank you. Oh, my dancing little daffodils, how are you today? I hope wherever you're at in the world, you are having a marvelous day so far. I really have no complaints. Life is beautiful right now. What's also beautiful, I'm hoping, is this palette. I am so excited to dip into this. Kinda gives me the tingles. I might dip a few things into this. Ew. Anyways, I do kind of want to warn you that there is no fucking way that we will use every shadow in here. Of course, I'll do swatches, but I'm gonna create a nice, normal, wearable look. By wearable, I mean either like a big cut crease or a halo eye or something that probably isn't wearable for most people, but it is for me. I can tell you right now that the quality is probably very, very good. I have, I think, 2 of the other palettes, and fucking great. Not everything in them is perfect, especially like the color choices. I don't know if they play like color bingo and like whatever comes up they put in the palette because they make no sense to me. Maybe they do to like an actual makeup artist, but for me, like I would need all of them in order to have like a complete story. And at what, like 60 bucks a pop? That is a big ass investment. But for the palettes where I have liked whatever colors were in them, it's been a good investment for me. Like I'm not complaining. In this little baby, you get 25 deluxe size high performance shades for professional grade artistry with maximum payoff. Let me say that again, professional grade. Yes, you could use these if you are a beginner, but these are definitely geared more for like kits. Because they are pressed pigments, they are kind of a little bit different than the typical eyeshadow. I know a lot of beginners out there that have used this, that could use this, but me personally in the beginning, I could not have dealt with this. Like it is too much for me. But now that I'm a little bit better at makeup, I do really appreciate these palettes, and I love that you don't have to use a whole lot in order to achieve a vibrant look, so I appreciate that. Like I said, the palettes aren't perfect, but they are pretty damn good. I'm sure others disagree, but in my humble opinion, these palettes totally make up for them coming out with like 50 other palettes in 1 year. Oh, the shade, I'm so sorry. They're doing great, honey. Okay, so here we have the open palette. It comes in a beautiful hard shell case. Not the most earth-friendly, but if you are a traveling makeup artist or you travel a lot and you want makeup, this is great to put in your bag. I have a huge makeup shelf up here, and I've actually dropped this from the top shelf, opened it up, and it's been fine. Granted, it did hit my head before it hit the floor, so maybe it softened the blow, but still. And I can't remember if this one just came out or if it's been a while, but I don't really remember what this looks like other than it had pinks in it, and that's what drew me to this. I love bright pinks, I love neons, and it can be really difficult to find those colors that are good quality, so I was hoping that this palette would offer good quality. So I don't remember what it looks like. Let's go ahead and open it up to see. Oh, let's take that little guy out. Here we go. Oh, yes. Oh my god, and that mirror is great. Have I had that in my eyebrow the whole time? Ew. This, to me, just looking at it, is worth every fucking penny. No, I do not suck Anastasia's dick. I've never begged to be on their PR list. I don't do that shit. But this is great. It's very simple packaging, but it just has that professional feel to it that does feel worth it. The colors I like. This row, I feel like we've seen that in one of their little palettes. Actually, I feel like we've seen most of these in their little palettes. But the difference here is that they are bigger sized, and you know that they're probably really good quality, at least I hope so. And for me, probably out of all of the palettes so far, this one I can actually see myself using. Like I can think of looks that I would create with this. The other palettes, not so much. I'm not the kind of person that can see a palette and like instantly think of looks. I usually have to Google looks and kind of mimic what other people do. It's just how my mind works, but instantly I can think of so many beautiful looks with this. No, this isn't gonna speak to everyone, but as a self-proclaimed purple and pink hoe, this is calling my name. And it can do it all night long. Like this beast can pull my hair, call me whatever names it wants, I will forgive it. Oh god, I just noticed though this has glitters in it. I don't like glitter. Yet something tells me that I should use it. I do just want to feel this guy right here because it looks like a chapstick that I used to get from the dollar store, but it does not look like a chapstick on the finger. That is unlike anything I think I've ever seen. Oh, can you see that? Probably not. It goes from green to blue to every fucking color. There's orange and gold and yellow and purple. Yeah, I do hate glitter, but oh my god. Oh, let me just feel this one too. That one feels the same, but oh no. That is not nearly as pretty. It does look gorgeous on the camera, but in person, that one is a winner. E2, bitch, I will marry you. Okay, I'm really excited. Let's go ahead and swatch and do a look with this bitch. You guys know the song. Are you ready? It's swatching time. And here we have A1 through C2, and oh my god, these are fucking amazing. There is no patchiness whatsoever, and this is not over primer. This is just over bare ass skin. These look great. Oh my god. The only issue that I had was some of the shimmers didn't want to stick down onto my skin, like they pulled right up after I swatched them. I don't know if it's because they are over bare skin, maybe they need something to stick to, but otherwise everything is literal perfection. Like all of these shades are gorgeous. One thing though that you probably are going to run into, which is very common with pinks, is staining. This palette is definitely going to stain. You can take some measures so that your skin doesn't stain, or at least not as bad, but for me, pinks always stain. Like I could put concrete down as a base and that pink would still find a way to stain my eye. And finally we have C3 through E5, and these actually did have a few mesh shades in them, mainly this purple. It was a little bit splotchy, at least with swatching. It could be magical on a brush. We can't really judge by these swatches, but this was splotchy, as was this yellow, as was this pink and this pink. So maybe they do just really need something like an eyeshadow base to stick to. That's totally fair and totally common. But this glitter, I hate glitter, and this is quite possibly one of the most beautiful things that I think I have seen in my entire life. Like, bitch, I have traveled the goddamn world and still never seen anything quite like that before. And no matter what I do, I don't think you're really gonna be able to see just how pretty it is. I don't know, it's just so weird. I feel like over a black, that would be very ethereal, quite possibly one of the closest pigments I've seen to actually get near holographic. Typically with anything hollow, you need either like a white or a black base to it so that you can see the hollow pigment, and that, oh my god, I don't know how they're doing that. Is it true hollow? No, but it is close. It's also blowing fucking everywhere too, so keep that in mind. Oh god, but that glitter, it is gonna be around for years to come. I'll be getting ready for the Grammys and find some on me. Still find flecks of it on me at my retirement party. Shit, they'll bury me and this will still be on me. God, can you see that? I've used a makeup eraser, 3 makeup wipes, and an oil, and it is still on there. It has great staying power, but damn, it's like that hookup that just won't leave the next day. I'm gonna go try some Dawn dish soap. I can save the penguins with it. Maybe they'll save my hand. And I always do cut creases on this channel, so today I think I'd like to do a halo eye. I'm just gonna do one look, but I really want to do like a pink halo with maybe like this. Maybe I'll have it go from like this bright pink to this neon, and then maybe a little bit of that in the center. I don't know, we'll see. But let's go ahead and start this bullfuckery, shall we? My face is all primed and ready to go. I've been using my Dior backstage in like every video. I love that stuff so much, but I think I'm gonna bring it back to the drugstore for a hot second and use this CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made, and I'm gonna mix the shades M20 and M30. I haven't tried these in so long, and not everybody's gonna use a $40 or $50 luxury foundation. So let's give a little bit of love to the drugstore babes, because that is basically me. Plus, it's a great reminder that sometimes drugstore is the same, if not better quality than a lot of the high ticket items. Like, don't get me wrong, nothing will ever replace my Dior backstage, but look at this stuff. It is so fucking pretty. It's like $8 a bottle and makes you look airbrushed. Shit on me. God, I just cut the sides of my hair and there's like little baby hairs all in my foundation, stuck there forever. Little hair fossils on my face. And there we go, a nice medium coverage base. Let's find some concealer. All right, for concealer, I actually am going back to the more expensive stuff. This is my Dior Forever in the shade 3C. So much for my speech about affordability, but it's what I have that matches me right now. I'll go ahead and set everything into place with a little bit of powder. And I'm gonna go a little bit heavy on the powder down here, just in case there is any fallout from this palette. It won't ruin everything. We can just dust that shit away. And to prime my eyes, I'm going in with a Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas. Last time I reviewed one of these palettes, I think I used the NYX eyeshadow base, which is great stuff. It's what I've always used, but since trying the Gerard Cosmetics stuff, it has totally changed my makeup game, so I'm really curious to know how things will look with this as a base. And there we go. We are ready to dive in. Sound like a proctologist. So the first thing I noticed in this palette, there really isn't like a nice light base shade in here. I know some of their other palettes have them, so it's no big issue if you have all of them, but that's kind of like what I was saying earlier, where they seem kind of more like a clusterfuck. They don't make a whole lot of sense. But their big palettes, for me at least, are kind of on the supplemental side, so it doesn't make me that mad. Like, if I had my way, I would have like a really, really creamy, like dusty pink. Actually, I am gonna take a dusty pink from another palette and just apply that to the lid, just so we have a nice transition. I am wanting to create a beautiful pink look. Normally, I don't include like third-party shadows when I'm doing doing a review, but I know the kind of look that I want, and I just needed this. In the end, knowing me, you probably won't even be able to tell that it was there, but I do just want a nice little base. There we go. What is on my eyelash? Good God, it's glue from my last review. I haven't filmed in like a week. Ugh. Anyways, now that I do have a somewhat light pink base down, I'm wanting to deepen that up, and I think I'm probably gonna go in with all of these pinks and maybe end up with B2 and maybe E4, just so that we can really test these out. So let's go into E1, a beautiful kind of like bubblegum pink. And because I think I want to do a halo eye, I'm gonna concentrate it right here on the outer corner and then also bring it to the inner corner. And oh, that's a very, very pretty color. It is hella pigmented. It seems to be able to blend out very nicely, even though it is on something a little tacky. And I know I'm really only one shade in, but nothing has fallen to my under eye. Actually, you know what? Let's kind of take that and bring it along the crease line as well, just back and forth, but mainly concentrating on the inner and outer corner. That is lovely. Very, very beautiful. Oh shit. I think it's raining out. I was so excited to go out and sit in the sun. Hold on. It's either hailing or the raindrops are the size of a fucking golf ball. Damn. Whatever, that gives me an opportunity to film another video and play with more makeup, which I'm not mad about. Do you hear that? I love rainstorms so much. Okay, so far I do not have any complaints. If I were to find something to complain about, it's that these are too pigmented. I don't know if that's an issue for you, but for some people it can be a little bit cumbersome. But much like the other palettes in the series, you just have to go in with a much lighter hand. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But still, no matter how much you put on, it's gonna blend out beautifully. Like, look at my eyes. They look like a fucking Easter peep. And I actually think I could have used this as a base instead of that other pink that I dipped into, but I'm not mad that I did use that other one as a base because they go together very well. Now I want to make things a little bit more on the vibrant side, so let's take some E5 on a new clean fluffy brush. And this was one of the shadows that was quite a bit patchy when I swatched it, so I'm curious to see how it'll play on the lid. I'm gonna put this right in the crease and go back and forth with it. Ooh. That's pretty. Ooh, yes. I love these pinks. Oh, yes. That patchiness just blended right the fuck out. Yes, ma'am. I know these are kind of starting to look very, very similar, but when I do these reviews, honestly, I try to use as many shades as I can. And sometimes the look does turn muddy, but at least I can get to use the shades and tell you whether or not they're good. Hopefully today's look won't be muddy. I'm just kind of blending a bunch of pinks together. Okay, now I want to start working on deepening things up. I was going to go in with this shade, I guess let's still go in with it. And rather than going on and all up in the crease, I'm just gonna focus this right here on the outer and inner corners. I'm not gonna blend it up and around. Actually, no, that's a lie. I am gonna push it right into the eye socket, but I'm not gonna blend it upwards. It's not quite as dark as I'd like it to be though, so I am gonna have to dip into E4 after this. With these palettes, it is so easy to overdo it. Like, you really gotta know when to cut off, much unlike me at any bar. But that's when knowing a little bit about makeup really helps when it comes to using these palettes. Like, know when to stop. Normally I do, but not when I'm reviewing shit. I just want to use it all. These really are uber pigmented. Like, I accidentally just flicked up and it drew a perfect pink line all the way to my eyebrow, and now I have to figure out how I'm gonna blend that out. Like, they are so pigmented. And the pigment, like, sticks in your brush. I don't know if you can see everything flying out, but like, one little dip will cover your entire body. Let's deepen this up even more with some E4. And with that, I actually am gonna kind of confine it to the outer and inner corner, just right here and then right here. Very nice, but because I did apply so many shades, it just turned into one color. Totally my own fault, and I'm pretty sure I told you that this would happen, so we're not surprised. But we can at least try to fix this, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut the center out and create a little bit of a halo. And I'm gonna take some of E5 and start right here on the edges and just kind of soften them up a little bit. Okay, that is not looking at all like how I wanted it to. Let me just take my finger into D2, and I'm just gonna place that right here on the center and see where, oh my god, it left my fingerprint. Anyways, I'm just gonna place this right here on the center and see what we're gonna do from there. Okay, that laid down really, really well. My halo eyes are like so off, like one's this way, one's that way, so we'll ignore that. And I kind of want to see what some of this purple C4 would look like right on the edges as well. See, I guess one of the bad things is that it's so pigmented that it just covers up whatever it's going over. It doesn't blend well with it. So now, like, I have a purple lid and I totally did not mean to do that. Okay, I have got to try E2. So I'm just taking some on my finger and placing it right over that like neon green yellow. Oh, it's just so fucking pigmented that I can't like concentrate it to one area. It just keeps spreading and spreading. Like that time my whole town got herpes. Oh, there's still so much on my finger. I also want to see what a little bit of C3 would look like over everything. I'm sure I'm just turning this into one giant shit show, but I really want to use them. This doesn't look that bad. I mean, it doesn't look great, but it doesn't look terrible. And then to re-brighten the center, I'm gonna put on some A2. Pretty sure I have probably a pound of makeup on my lids at this point. And then with the lower lash, I'm gonna start with a black pencil on the lower waterline. Shit, let's start with a little bit of purple and smoke that out back and forth. Ooh, that's pretty. Then I'm gonna take some of E5, that beautiful pink, and just kind of press it in between the lashes and slowly start to work it around. Then to finish up with the lower lash, I'm taking a bit of E4 and kind of smudging out the black liner in between the lashes. With a few little speckles of E2, that beautiful glitter, I'm just gonna place it right there on the inner corner as a highlight. I totally should have put like D2 there on the inner corner, that neon green, but this works too. And here we are with the final look. For contour, I used the NYX Pro palette. For bronzer, I used Hula. For blush, I used the Lunar Booty Moon Prism palette. Then for lips, I went in with the Gerard Cosmetics lip pencil in the shade Share. Then over that with Fade Out by Carity, and then top that off with Love You So Much by Hank and Henry. Holy God, that was a mouthful. It's okay, I'm never gonna complain when my mouth's full. Anyways, I actually really love the way this look turned out. Yes, I probably could have gotten it if I'd only used like 3 shades in total, but I'm really glad that we went in and used as many as we did. It did get a little bit muddy, I will admit, and you can't even tell that I put that green down there in the center, but in the end, we got there. I think this is a beautiful palette. It can be a little bit difficult to work with. Just like with all the other Norvina Pro palettes, you gotta know when to fucking stop. I personally don't really have many complaints about this palette. Like, it is beautiful. You just have to be very light-handed, you really gotta blend, and you gotta know what the fuck you're doing, which clearly I didn't. No, I do. I just have that thing where I use too many fucking shades, but from the shades that I used, I thought they were perfect. We didn't use like 2/3 of the palette, but I tried to use the more unique shades, like their browns, their neutrals. They've always been great, but I'm curious about the bright, vibrant colors that can be difficult to formulate, and I think they were really good. Ooh, look at the highlight in the mirror. Oh, bitch. Hey. Anyways, I don't know that I love that shade. It's not like there was much wrong with it. I just don't think I love it. I'm sure we can make it work, and I'm gonna play around with this palette so much more, so we'll figure out a look with it. But even though it's the first shade that caught my eye, it's probably my least favorite shade out of here. Is that true? I don't think that's true. No, I think my least favorite shade would probably be either E1 or C5, because when you put them on the eye, they kind of look the same. Or at least they blend out to be very similar, and to me that's just a waste. Like, we could have had another bright pop in color in here. I don't know what it would be, but this palette to me is close to perfection. At least quality-wise. Like, to me the colors are still a little bit jumbled and kind of random, but with this palette I was able to think of a look that I wanted to create. I mean, I didn't create it, but at least I thought of one that I wanted to try creating, and for me that doesn't typically happen with these palettes, so I really like it. What do y'all think? Let me know down in the comments below. Have you tried this palette? Do you love it? Do you hate it? I'd love to know your feedback, because personally I really like it, but I could definitely see how a lot of people might not. Woo! God damn, I almost dropped this. There really isn't a whole lot I can complain about. I mean, there is a few little glitter fleckles here and there that you can kind of see, but really there wasn't much fallout on that powder that I set down. Everything was so easy to wipe away. There's no staining underneath. I am a little bit scared for when I take this off how I'm gonna look. Probably gonna look like a raccoon's asshole, but who cares? I've looked worse. Do I recommend it? If these colors speak to you, absolutely. If this is your first ever palette and you're just beginning at makeup, I probably wouldn't recommend it. Try practicing a little bit more with a less expensive palette and then let this be the upgrade, because honey, this is an upgrade. Like, these pro palettes, they are not fucking around. They are so good. And I might be a smidge biased because I do love me some pink and purple, but no matter what the colors were, the quality was great. So do I recommend it? If the colors speak to you, yes. Do I think it's worth the price? Honestly, yes. Like, I am totally okay paying the price. Yes, it's an investment, but it's good. I am probably going to use the shit out of this palette. So for me, I think it's worth it. So there we go. Thank you so much much for being here. I love having you. Thanks for making it through my shit show. If you'd like to sign it, I do have a petition going around for YouTube to get its shit together. It keeps unsubscribing people from people that they want to stay subscribed to, and it keeps not alerting people who have the bells checked, and it keeps subscribing people to channels that they don't want to be subscribed to, so there is a major glitch. Feel free to sign the petition down below. I'm gonna give it to YouTube. Also, if you want to support me and my channel a little bit more, please feel free to join us on Patreon. It's patreon.com/poplux. There you get videos a day early. You get Patreon-only content. There's lots of little golden nuggets there. Plus, best part, it's cheap just like me. But like always, please be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell down below so that you're notified anytime I upload a new video. Don't forget my newest collection of highlighters, including Black Ice, which does change from black to white, is available at thepoplux.com. Also, my latest album, Kiss of Fame, is available everywhere online that music is sold. Thank you so much to everyone who's supporting them. Comment down below. Let me know what you thought of this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter at OfficialNady, and you can follow me online at thepoplux.com. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all, and I will see you again soon. Bye!